Good morning, ED 7312. I wanted to create a video about the Bader Reading and Language Inventory Assessment. I know that you have been reading in week 2 about giving the assessment, the oral lists, the word lists inventory, along with giving the actual reading passage assessments. And so I thought it would be best to just kind of go over an actual example assessment that I have conducted with in the past using the Bader Reading and Language Inventory. And so you're going to start by always printing your examiner copies out. When you purchase the book, you should have gotten a CD, but you do not want to write in your book because you're going to be using these examples over and over again throughout this semester. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make a copy of both the examiner's copy, and then in the back of the book, you'll actually find student copies of the passages and the word list in the back that you can use as well. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is make copies of the word list. Then you watched the video about that last week, and then also the reader's passages. So the purpose of this video is just to go over how to give the assessment, and then also we're going to have another video after this on how to analyze the assessment. So you're going to begin by looking at the word list, the graded word list on page 23. And in your readings the last couple of weeks, you should have read pages 21 and 23, which goes over how to give this particular assessment. The purpose of the word list is for us to identify the comfort level of the reader, the instructional grade level of the reader, and then the frustrational level of the reader. So you're going to take the struggling reader, and this particular student was in the 4th grade, and looking at his STAR scores, I knew that he was about a grade below reading level. But I began with grade 3. He was kind of in between 3 and 4, looking at his TPRI scores and his STAR 3rd grade reading scores. So he was in the 4th grade and was a struggling ELL learner. So I started with the 3rd grade passage just to see the 3rd grade word list, just to see how he performed. And so if you look on page 21 of your book, the directions on how to give the assessment is there. And there was a video from last week that went over the graded word recognition list assessment. So you will give the directions, and again, you're going to record yourself doing this. And what you will do is you will continue moving along. You'll basically ask the students to please read these words to me. Try to say them all, even if you are not sure of some of them. Start with this list. So you're going to present the list to this reader. I use a yellow sheet as I'm doing this, and then you're just going to mark the number of miscues. And so you're going to keep going until they miss more than 2. When they miss more than 2, that is their frustrational level. So we started with a 3rd grade list, and he had no problem reading all the words on the 3rd grade list. He missed 2 on the 4th grade list. So I kept going, and then when we got to the 5th grade list, he missed more than 2. So then I would mark the 5th grade as his frustrational level. So in your analysis, you'll need to tell us what is the comfort level. So for this particular student, his comfort level was 3rd grade. He was in the 4th grade, so which is good, but his instructional level was 4th grade. And then his frustration level was 5th grade. So he's right on the cusp there. And so you'll mark these, and then you're going to move on then to finding the correct passages. Now, this is an example of, you're going to want to give the A passages. So I would start with 3rd grade reading passages. So you're going to look in your book then, and you're going to find the comfort level, the instructional level, and the frustration level corresponding graded passages for the, if it's an elementary student, it's going to be the EA assessment. And then if it's for the secondary student, you're going to do the SA assessment. Okay? So you will go through and you will find those particular passages. Again, in the back of the book, there are student copies with a larger font that you're going to want to use when you actually give the reading assessment. The next video is going to go over what that will look like.